Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Riayn. If you're new here, welcome back if you're not. A little introduction on who I am. My name is Riayn. I am a 20 whatever living in Los Angeles and the co-host of the podcast 20 whatever. And I'm also a part of the Schultze Collective here on YouTube. And I make lifestyle content, vlogs, fashion, cocktail, life in LA, period. As you can tell from the title, I wanted to kind of talk about my YouTube journey and kind of talk about the highs, the lows, what like a real year being monetized looks like. Obviously it's different for everybody. So I just wanted to give like my perspective and like my journey on that. And the reason why I wanted to make this video and why I feel like it might be good for some people. One, if you're just interested and curious about like how YouTube works, if you're just like nosy, but obviously also for people who are interested in starting their YouTube journey or have started and just like want to know more. And I kind of feel like for me, it's a little bit difficult to watch videos from people who have like 300,000 subscribers or like 1 million subscribers and are like already made it, you know what I mean? Like it's just a little bit harder for me to like relate. Currently right now I have around 6,000 subscribers, so definitely not going viral here. I don't have a huge audience, but I love each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for subscribing and liking my content. I seriously, my heart is yours. I want this video to be inspiring to those who maybe you're feeling a little bit down, or I also want it to be inspiring for people who just have questions and want to know more. For someone who is still very much in it and aspiring to be a full-time content creator. If you're only curious to know how much I made this year, I will put timestamps somewhere. You can just scroll to that part. But for those who just like want the whole story, I just want to give a little bit of backstory and like how I started YouTube, when I started, all of those things. So for those of you who know, I've kind of talked about this here and on the podcast that I've been posting on and off on YouTube for about 8 years. So since 2015, I have posted a lot of different genres. I started out with theater vlogs. I did like the beauty guru route in 2016 where I was doing like makeup tutorials and like makeup hauls and stuff like that. And then I like switched over to my like Schoolisha era with the oversaturation and like the school life hack thing. And then when I moved to New York, I did New York City vlogs. So I've like done a lot of different things on my YouTube channel, which you can go check out, as embarrassing as it all is. It's still all there, but I was doing all that with multiple long breaks in between each like era, I guess you could say. Like sometimes the breaks would be as long as like 2 years, or sometimes they would be 3 months, 6 months. It was just not consistent at all. And that was always my downfall. I think if I had started and consistently made content and just evolved with it instead of like just switching it up every time after like a 6-month or like a year-long break, I think I might have seen success earlier, but that's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter because I didn't do it. So that's that. And when I started filming and editing back then, I didn't even have a laptop, so I did all of it on my phone. But once I got my laptop and I was able to edit on there, I only had iMovie. And here's the thing, I love iMovie. I think it is an incredible tool. I think obviously there aren't as many features as there are on like Final Cut Pro or Premiere, but I used iMovie up until last year. And everything I learned about editing, I learned from YouTube. So seriously, YouTube University, I graduated with a PhD. Okay, I am the iMovie finesser. Like obviously I don't know everything, but like I genuinely feel like without YouTube teaching me everything I know, it would have been so much harder. I would have had to like pay for a class or like ask for help, and obviously those things are fine and probably will get you where you want to go faster, but like I just didn't have the time for that and didn't have the money, and I did have the time to just learn and figure it out on my own. At the end of 2021, we decided that we were going to do the podcast, and I knew that I was gonna have to take YouTube really seriously, or just take like my online presence really seriously, because you know I was going into this venture with Sierra Schultze. For those of you who don't know, she's a very successful YouTuber that's been on the internet forever, and also my great friend, and we've worked together literally still. I still work, you know, we still work together prior to doing the podcast, but we decided that we were going to do this podcast at the end of 2021. So like I said, I knew I needed to get my shit together for 2022. So 2022 was when I started to take YouTube really, really seriously and creating content and trying to become an influencer, if you will. It took me a few months at the start of 2022 to like figure out what kind of content I wanted to make, what kind of presence I wanted to have online, like all of that stuff. So I didn't start right away like in January. So I started posting 1 time a week consistently in April, and I needed to do that in order to meet the YouTube partnership guidelines. And basically what that means, if you don't know, is just like to be able to get ads on your videos and start making some money for the views that you get on each video. So the YouTube requirements in 2022 were that you had to have at least 1,000 subscribers, you must have at least 4,000 watch time hours in the past 12 months, or 10 million views on shorts. There has to be currently no active community guideline strikes on your channel. You live in a country that has access to the program, and you have created your AdSense account and linked it to your YouTube channel. Now, not my boyfriend calling me, excuse me. Actually, yeah, let me just answer this. Sorry about that, and we're back. Okay. So the YouTube partnership requirements for 2023 are a lot different. So instead of having to have 1,000 subscribers, you at least have to have 500, which is actually amazing because getting your first 1,000 subscribers is hard. It takes a long time. Again, unless you're like going viral off your first video or have like amazing friends and family that support you, it's really hard. You need at least 500 subscribers, 3 valid public uploads within 90 days, 3,000 watch hours in the past year instead of 4,000, or 3 million valid public shorts views in 90 days. And then similar to 2022, you can't have any active community guideline strikes on your channel. You have to live in a country to have access to the program, and you have had to have created your AdSense. So in April of 2022, when I first started to like actively post, I was being consistent. I started off with 285 subscribers. And then in July of 2022, I hit 1,000 subscribers. So I gained around 750 subscribers in 3 months. But it wasn't until October 18th of 2022 that I became eligible for the YouTube partnership program. And to be fully transparent, I think doing the podcast and having, you know, Sierra shout me out and talk about my channel did help me get there faster than it would if I didn't have that. I'm not gonna pretend like that wasn't part of the help, but I do think that like my dedication to being consistent when posting, my editing style, like just all of the work that I did put into it. So the moment you've all been waiting for, how much money did I make in a year of being monetized? October 2022 to now, October 2023, I made approximately $1,947.60. When I got my first YouTube check, I was like, holy shit, this is real. I can't believe I made money on YouTube. And it was like $100 and something. Wow, like imagine if like just based off of views alone, I'm making enough to like sustain my life. And that was like what really fueled me to like really push and like really get into it. That's how much I made. Obviously, that's like barely enough to pay my rent. It wasn't about the money, and I wasn't trying to like get rich quick. Like YouTube is not the place for that. If you are trying to like be the top dog influencer and like make a bunch of money, YouTube is not the route to go. YouTube is a slow burn unless you go viral. You don't get to make the call whether or not you go viral. Like that's the audience and everyone else's decision to make. So yeah, YouTube is a slow burn, but I just love creating content so much. I love filming, I love editing, and I love creating the community that I have with my 6,000 subscribers. I love each and every one of you, and I am so proud of all of us. So I kind of want to talk about the really important months from April 2022 to now. So in April, like I said before, I started actively posting once a week. And so I posted a theater vlog, a weekend in my life vlog, and then a week in my life vlog. 2 out of those 3 videos were copyrighted because I used copyrighted music. LOL. None of those videos were even eligible to like make any money. So love that for me. And then in September, I started to really focus on vlogs, my lifestyle content, being more raw, more real, just more myself. And I think that's when the consistent views and the consistent support came. I started averaging at least 1,000 views per video. And then in December of 2022, I decided that I was gonna do Vlogmas, and I was gonna do a variation of Vlogmas. So if you don't know, Vlogmas is when you film, edit, and post every single day of December from December 1st until Christmas, which is really good for a channel. You know, there's a lot of exposure that can happen there. You can just learn a lot in those 25 days. I was not in a place to be able to film, edit, and post every single day for 25 days at that time. So I did a rendition of that where I posted every other day. So I did like 12 days of Vlogmas instead of 25. But I was really committed to doing the 12 days of Vlogmas, and I completed it, and it went so well. While doing Vlogmas, I had a video, my first video ever reached 10,000 views. And that was my boyfriend reveal vlog, which I know how nosy everybody is, and I knew that video was gonna get a lot of views. But I did not expect it to get 10,000. So if you watched that video and you loved it and you were a nosy little thing, thank you so much, because now I have a video on my channel that has 10,000 views. So that is basically like my YouTube journey up until this point. I am currently trying, emphasis on trying, to post twice a week, basically every 4 days on my channel. I just feel like I need to be more consistent with the amount of content that I'm putting out. So that's what I'm working on. I do have like a 9-to-5 kind of, and then I also do freelance. YouTube is not my only job. Hopefully it will be at some point. So now I just kind of want to give you guys a few tips. Again, I am not a YouTube master. You don't have to listen to me. If you have heard everything you want to hear, please click off now. I hope you enjoyed that part of the video. If you want to hear a few things that I, think is gonna be helpful to you, and also this is kind of stuff that everybody already knows, but I feel like should be reiterated because I think it's easy to get caught up in the bouginess and the money and the glitz and the glam of it all. You don't see that right away, and I think that it's easy to get discouraged if that's what you're going after. So here are some tips for me, a nobody. Obviously, create content that you like. If you are trying to create content that you don't even like, you are going to hate yourself, because let's just say one of those videos goes viral and then you have a bunch of people coming in and they expect you to make that content over and over and over. You're gonna hate your life and you're gonna hate this job and it's gonna suck for you. So don't do that. Do content that you like, even if it's not viral, even if it's not trending. There is no right way to do YouTube. I think that's, again, the beauty of it, is that you can really make it your own. That's also difficult because there's no rule book, there's no handbook. And people who are like, follow these steps to get 1 million views, sure, but probably not. So I think doing what feels good to you, what you can consistently do, and listening to your audience and listening to, honestly, your heart is what's gonna get you long-term success. Another thing that I did that really helped me with this process on taking YouTube seriously and giving this actual momentum in my life was getting a life coach. I'm so aware that life coaching is not accessible to everybody. I am fully aware of that, and I was lucky enough to be gifted this opportunity to work with a life coach. So I just wanted to say that obviously life coaching is not the solution for everybody, but if you have the means and you have the ability to get a life coach, and if you're serious, just not even about YouTube, if you're just trying to get your career together, if you're just trying to get your life together and need that extra support, I think life coaching is a great route. I started doing life coaching in June of 2023 with Coach K from A New You Coaching, and I have loved every single second of it. It was incredibly challenging at first because I didn't really have a lot of structure for how I was navigating my YouTube journey or even my work-life balance. I didn't really have any. I just kind of did whatever, whenever. And I was not seeing success and I was not performing my best. And so I knew going into life coaching that was what I needed to focus on. I needed to focus on self-discipline. I needed to focus on my work-life balance, and I needed to focus on routines and goals. That's what I went in with, and I was very honest with Coach K about what I wanted in life and my goals and how I wanted to achieve them. She really took the time to get to know me and work with me instead of just telling me what I should do. The biggest, I think, misconception about life coaching is that it's equivalent to therapy. Life coaching and therapy are not the same. If you need a mental health advice, psychiatric help, any of that, life coaching is not the route I would suggest. Therapy, working with Kay has been such a blessing in my life. I was able to finally see the path, and I wasn't able to see the path. I was only able to see right in front of me. And because I wasn't able to see the path in which I needed to go, I got really overwhelmed and discouraged because I was like, is any of this helping? Am I even doing the right thing? I can't even complete the task on my to-do. What am I doing? And working with Kay, she has been able to extract information from me and map it out in a way that was so clear and so helpful. Oh my God. And I am just so grateful for this opportunity to work with you. This was not sponsored, this was gifted to me, but I am seriously so for real when I tell you that I don't think I would be able to have the consistency and the motivation and the hope that I would succeed in this without working with Coach K, like dead ass. So I will leave all that information in the description if you want to check that out at all. So the last few things that I want to talk about are my goals for this year. So it's October. I only have about like 2.5 months left of the year, but by the end of the year, December 31st, 2023, I would like to have completed Vlogmas again. I want to do 12 days of Vlogmas. I want to reach 10,000 subscribers. That's steep, but I just wanna, go big or go home. And it's okay if I don't reach these goals. It's not the end of the world, but I wanna set myself with a high standard so that I can push myself and try to reach these. I wanna have reached 350,000 views by the end of the year. I am currently at 277,000 and some change views at the moment. So hopefully we can get to 350,000. That would be sick. I would love that. And I would love to have at least 2 sponsored videos a month moving forward as well. And with that, I have talked for literally so long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to know more, if you have any questions, if I left out anything that you think I should touch on. I can make like a part 2. I said everything I felt like I needed to say. So if you want more, you let me know. I hope you learned something from this or found it interesting. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, subscribe to the podcast, check out NEU coaching if you're interested. Like I said, everything is linked down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.